Hi, everybody. Let's start talking about the proposal. For now, I would like to give you a brief introduction of what a proposal is and what you need to do for your year. Okay, let's start with the proposal introduction. This file. So, let's start with what is a proposal. All right. So basically, a proposal is something you are proposing to a company. Okay, for a business proposal, this is formal writing. All right, you're not writing to your friends, to your family, etc. For proposal, you are making some possible solution to solve a problem. If there is no problem, there's no need for you to write a proposal. All right, in a business situation, most likely you are asked by your company to propose some solution to solve a problem. All right, sometimes this is the structure of the proposal. You always start with the introduction. So why are you proposing? What's the objective? Why are you writing the proposal? So there is a there is some particular format, some language style and tone for you to use. You cannot remember you are not writing to yourself. You should use formal English. You are not talking to somebody. You are making some formal writing to communicate with the most often to the top management of the company. Here, for a formal business proposal, here are the different parts. You always start with as I mentioned to you just now, you always start with the introduction. You have to state the purpose and the scope of the proposal clearly, so that I see people will understand why you're writing such kind of proposal. And in the introduction, you should explain the background clearly and what kind of investigation you're trying to make. You have to make it very clearly in the introduction. And then the second part, you need to talk about the initial proposal. What are your suggestions? All right. What do you think can solve the problem? And then you should find out the finding. Yeah. At the moment, what can you see? Finding to make it clear. You may have learned the word from report writing before. Investigation finding. What can you find? All right. What can you find out that would include the literature review? This is not part of your the syllabus. I won't talk about too much. This is too literature. All right. But anyway, you need to do some finding, and then you should draw a small conclusion. So based on your finding, what are your initial comments? What can you find to link to the objective of the introduction? And then finally, the most important part is what can you propose to solve the problem? All right. Remember, whenever proposal whatever kind of proposal you should make, it should be feasible. Feasible means workable. Don't so suggest something that's not achievable or something that doesn't work. All right. And everything you propose in the recommended proposal should be feasible and achievable. All right. And you should have some elaboration. So why are you making the proposal? What are the benefits? What would be the possible problem when you propose something? All right. And then finally, there should be a conclusion. And remember, from the conclusion, it should always be very brief. Don't talk. It's impossible for you to put down all the details. It should be a summary of your key ideas. It should be positive to move forward, and you should address to all the points that you propose. All right. So let's move on. What about the tone of your writing? Let me go through this briefly. This is the tone. Remember, this should be formal. You must use formal language. Remember, this is very important. You cannot use I. You cannot use she or he. Why? Because this is too subjective. When you propose something, it should be based on some facts, from investigation or some survey. You cannot make suggestion based on your personal opinion. Keep this in your mind. So for your sentences, never stop with I. Never start with I. Never start. You should not start with we. I will tell you then what sort of language you should use. I will go through this with you later. All right. And then because it is formal language, you should use You should not use slangs. You should use formal words, and you should not use contraction. That means you should spell out the full words. All right. And then uh, for the tone, for the other part, it should be objective. You cannot use emotional languages. All right. And everything you show should be factual, should be should not be personal. You are not showing your personal opinion. Remember, for the proposal, when you make proposal, it's based on some analysis, some finding or research, or you based on some table or something. You are not remember you are not making your personal opinion, and also whatever you make should be positive. All right, and then when you talk about the negative ideas, you should be very tactful. Yeah, don't try to offend the other people. Don't bring other people. All right, you should give it enough sentence enough arguments to support your suggestion. Okay, so how does a report look like? So let me give you an example. So we talked so much about a proposal. How does it look like? Let me show you this. The proposal is here. So in the next section, I will spend some time on clinic section. I put it on Moodle already. You can find it out when you log into Moodle. No, here, practice paper 1. So how does a proposal look like? Let me tell you, let me show you how does a proposal look like. A detailed and formal proposal should cover all these parts. Like this. It contains an introduction, the background, the situation, some initial proposals, as I mentioned to you just now, and there could be some finding, followed by the last part would be you need to write, there's an investigation conclusion, and finally, what you need to do, you need to write a recommended proposal and also the conclusion. All right, this is what a formal business proposal look like. But for your EA, can I tell you what you need to do? So everybody, for your EA, the good thing is that you don't need to write your own business proposal. You don't need to write the introduction. It's given to you. Initial proposal given to you. Investigation finding given to you. So let me tell you briefly what is expected for you to do in the EA. In the EA, you'll be given part 1, which includes all these 3 parts. Uh, because now we have cancelled all the face-to-face tutorial. So there is no EA. You only need to do the assessment at home. So this part 1 and part 2 will be given to you on the 23rd of April. Is that clear? Part 1, introduction, initial proposal, and investigation finding will be given to you. And then part 2, the question paper, which is about the investigation conclusion, will also be given to you. So based on this part A, part 1, and part 2, you need to write what do we need from you is to write the recommended proposal and also the conclusion. For the recommended proposal, you have to cover 2 parts. The first one is how to implement, how to put forward, how does the proposal work, the first part. And the second part, you have to tell me what are the benefits and why are you proposing this proposal. Okay, is that clear? So just to make it simple, for the sake of your EA, part 1, which includes introduction, initial proposal, and investigation findings, this will be given to you on the 23rd of April. Along with this part, part 2 is the investigation conclusion. It will also be given to you. So based on part 1 and part 2, what you need to do on your EA is to write the recommended proposal and also the conclusion. That's all you need to do. All right. In the coming section, I will use clinic section number 1 to explain to you how to understand the question paper, how to understand part 1 and part 2, and also what sort of languages and what are the sentence structures you need to use to prepare for your Yay. So I'll talk to you again in the other video. Okay, talk to you later.